Good afternoon. I'm Rick Dancer, and I am looking for young people to do a show with me. I'm highly concerned with what's going on in this country, and I'm tired of adults and politicians and people using shootings like we just have had over the weekend as anyway, but we won't get into that. I want to know what I want to get a handful of people in their 20s, because it appears that most of these shootings are being done by young people, and I want to get a sense from you. And I don't want anybody with an axe to grind. Okay, I'm not looking for people with a political position. I don't give a shit. I want real conversation with young people in their 20s who will talk to me honestly and openly, without trying to get anything for it. But I want to know where your head's at. I just want to know whether you're hopeless, whether you feel like there's a future, whether you feel like I'm trying to get a sense of what's going on here. And all I hear is adults coming on and blabbing their mouths about what they think is happening. And it's not us. It's not us this is happening with. It's you guys. And so I want to hear you. I want to know. Everybody's coming on and they've got an answer. More gun control, less gun control, more this, more that, and then more mental health counseling. But what in the hell is happening to people in their 20s that is bringing them to the place where they're going in and killing innocent people? And so I'm not blaming you. That's not what I hope that's not how people are taking. What do you want to hear? What do I want to hear? I want you to come on a show with me. I want to do a show and talk with you honestly and openly about how you're feeling about your world. I don't want to talk about Trump. I don't want to talk about Democrats. I don't want to give a shit about Republicans. I don't want anything political. If it turns political, I'll just shut it off. What I want to know is, how do you feel about the future? What do you think? Okay, so you want to do that? You. And where you're at. So I don't, Tara, are you guys local? Because what I'd really like to do is something local where I could just talk with people but be in the same room. I mean, this is effective, and I guess we could do it this way, but you guys are kids to me. You would be like my children. My kids are in their early 30s, late 20s. But something is driving people to feel so desperate, and I don't know, and I'm not asking you to solve the problem, okay? I just really want to know where your head's at and where your heart's at. I am so tired of all the shit on Facebook about this, and everybody giving their opinion on what they think should be done when they don't know anything. They're not you. Why? It is very scary that people can be that hopeless, and that's what I want to know. I'm trying not to put words in your mouth, but I think that we have a problem with how do I say it? And I hope you take this right. It's your choice. It's how you want to take it. I don't think you're a problem. I think you're my future. You are the future of this country and us. And so what is not working? What isn't happening that people can get that hopeless that they're doing something? And I realize this is just a handful of people that are doing it, but it's still, we're seeing, the more I talk to people in your age bracket, the more I'm getting a sense that a lot of you feel like that you really don't have a future, that it's not going to work out for you, and that you can't afford college. You can't, but I'm trying, like I said, I'm putting words in your mouth. But I would like to get a handful of you in to meet with me and us do a live show on, I think you are headed in the right direction. We aren't coming up with solutions, so let's talk about the root causes. Exactly. I know, everybody, it's the same old bullshit. over and over again. Okay, so there's a shooting, and then all the political people come out and do their thing. The people that don't like guns are doing their anti-gun thing, and the people that like guns, they do their pro-gun things. And this is about a generation of people who are feeling something, and I want to know what you're feeling. I just want to give you a voice. I think that we need to listen to you and stop listening to all the horse shit of people talking about what they think's going to do it. We need more mental health counseling. That is obvious. But what is drawing people in their 20s and early 30s that getting, where are you coming from that I don't relate to because that's not my generation? And I think you need to speak up. I think you need to start talking. You know what your friends are saying. You know what people around you are saying. You too, Jason. It was nice to have you scream at me. It was nicer to see your wife, but it was nice to see you too. So if there's some of you that would do that, if you're here in town, I can do it like this, and that's fine, but it's super hard. I would rather have you in the room with me. Because there's something more intimate about that, and does that make sense? I mean, you guys are, maybe I'm wrong, maybe you guys are used to this medium, but I always feel like it gets kind of whacked out if we're not in the same room. Plus, I'm a big believer in touch and feeling, being in a room where you're getting the vibe off of people, and on here you can't really do that. So if I had, and I don't want this to be like a bitch session. I want to just give you an opportunity to say, here's what I think's happening. And I mean, we've got a huge suicide rate with young people. We've got, and I think it's just time we have to stop blaming things and quit depending on government and grants and all this stuff to make things better. I don't think it's going to happen. It hasn't happened yet. And I hear people going, well, the politicians need to be part of it. No. What they don't deserve to be part of it, because what have they done so far? Nothing. Except they dig their heels in and go to their lobbyists, both sides. And if you're, if both sides do it, they both go to their little people, and it's what you want to believe. So let's get it off the gun issue, and they can talk about that, but I want to know, like, in your heart and in your brain and in your psyche and all that stuff, what do you feel? Do you have hope? Do you feel like things could get better? Do you feel like everything's going down the shitter? Really aren't the ones who we need to talk to those who commit these crimes? Yeah, but obviously we can't. So, Nikki, I can't do that. That's not going to happen. Their lawyers won't let us. But I'm talking about I'm talking about a real general thing. Not about. I guess it's not really why are people shooting people, but where are you at mentally? Because I've done a little bit of talking with folks over the years, and I see a real hopelessness in people in their 20s, and I want to know why. I don't experience that, so I want to understand that. I guess that's what I'm asking. Nikki, thank you for helping me to clarify my question. I want to know why you feel hopeless, if you do, and then what I kind of want to do is I want to go to rural areas and do this same thing, and talk with them and find out what's different. I mean, is it so competitive out there you feel like nothing's going to happen? We were raised in front of computers. That, coupled with mental illness, unhealthy lifestyles, and being raised with, that's what I hate about the constant tragedy, has caused deep-seated issues. Okay. So what do you do about that? I mean, is mental illness worse than it was before? I think, is that, I'm asking, and you guys, please don't take this like I know anything. I just know how to ask questions. I think, raised with constant tragedy has been a deep-seated issue. What is it? Is it people don't have connections anymore? You know, I mean, because and see, people like my age are going to say, well, yeah, I remember. I mean, I hated high school. I wanted to kill myself. Okay, probably too much information, but I hated high school. I felt like a total outcast, and I wanted to kill myself. I never got to the point, but I guess I was never completely hopeless. And I grew up in a different generation, so I knew that. I mean, my parents said you have to go to college. I didn't want to, and I did. And I kind of think it was a waste, but I did get a job out of that and a career. And I did have help from them. I have a 20-year-old. I see a big difference in where they gain their values. They seek more insight from their peers on the internet than their parents anymore. But Nikki, I don't know. I did too. I didn't listen to my mom and dad. I mean, I think subconsciously I did. Kids today seem to be quicker to act out their emotions without thought. Okay, but here's the problem. Tara, I'm guessing you're in your 20s. And here's the problem though, guys, okay? We're talking for them. And I'm not being mean, but this is what always happens, is we tell what we see. And again, I am not discounting what you're saying. But I just want a bunch of kids and for us as adults to just kind of settle and really listen to where their heart is. I personally have experienced this hopelessness. I have a good job and a great family, but I've had many friends overdose and a couple commit suicide. It's tragic. So how does that affect you, Tara? And please, I'm saying go a little deeper for me here. I think my generation of young people is so used to instant gratification, and when life doesn't go as planned, they don't know how to handle it. Okay, Alex, and you're that generation, so you see that then. Hi, Ethan. Many of the kids, young adults, simply don't interact anymore. Social media has become their outlet and their source. Young minds are easily influenced. So Vera, are you in your 20s? I know you guys, I hope, don't take it like I don't want to hear your comments, but I want to hear from 20-somethings. Because the rest of us can draw our conclusions, but it's not us. And we can tell what we see, and that's fair. But I want to know, like, when who's talking? Oh, I get what you're saying, bud. Just my perspective, 41, so I'm definitely not in that age group. Okay, and James, it's fine. I'm not, no, but I have a 19-year-old. What does your 19-year-old tell you? That's what I want to know. I want to know what the 19-year-old kid, the 25-year-old kid is saying. Nikki, would love to have my daughter and numerous 20-year-olds here in Lakeview to talk with you. She's at work, but we need to hear from them. I'm 26, Alex, awesome. Yeah, you're right, Nikki. And that's what I'm looking for. How do I do that? How do I get a room full of 20-somethings who are willing to not, I don't want to talk about the politicals, I don't want to talk about guns, I don't want to talk about Trump, I don't want to talk about the Democratic candidates. I want to talk about what is really going on in their heart. And I don't want people telling me what's going on in their heart, except for the people that is going on in their heart. Does that make sense? I think there's a hopelessness out there. And then all you have to do, and we keep blaming people and things and going around and around. We're like on a merry-go-round and we never solve anything. Go to a bar. That's not a bad idea, Nikki. I'm 32, was a freshman when 9/11 happened. It was our second week of freshman year, and I kid you not, it really disturbed me. Many of us. I watched people go off the deep end after that. Okay, so, and Tara, I don't mean this like in a, but why? What about that? Because I remember for me, like what scared the shit out of me when I was a kid was when Robert Kennedy was killed. I remember barely, I was like 3 when President Kennedy was shot, and I remember that was pretty traumatic. My family, I mean, I was just a little kid, but then when John Kennedy was shot, I was 10. And I remember that it changed my whole world, because all of a sudden you realize that there was just this horrible thing out there. And then Martin Luther King was just after that. But the difference is that did not create a hopelessness in me in that day. Okay, so I didn't become hopeless because of that. So that's what I want to understand, Tara, and I thank you so much for being so open to me. Okay, let me see if I can get this. I got somebody over here who says they'll go live with me. We'll try it. Thanks for waiting for me, guys. Oh, there we go. Hello there.
Hi,
Who are you?
Dinah.
Hi, Dinah. How old are you?
I'm almost 58.
Well, then you're not in the age group I can talk. I want to talk to, Dinah. I'm glad you
But
came
I do
in.
remember the Kennedy incident.
You what?
I said I do remember the Kennedy incident.
Yeah. Well, isn't it something interesting to find out what these young people are thinking?
Yes. I'm interested too to hear what they got to say.
Where do you live?
Oklahoma.
Well, welcome to our little thing.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for following me. It's good to see you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. See ya.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye. Come in. So, are you Gabe?
I'm Gabe.
How old are you?
I'm 28.
Come here. Okay, this guy just walked in my room, so now you're here. Okay, that's Gabe.
I'm Gabe.
Okay, so Gabe and I have never met before, but we've talked on the phone because he's an up-and-coming artist, musician. So, Gabe, grab that chair.
Okay.
Sorry, he's stuck now. You don't even know. He didn't even know what I'm doing. Pull up that seat so you're higher, because I don't want you to be like a shrimp.
Okay.
Okay, guys. So here's my question. And Gabe, you just came in on the middle of this, and I'm sorry, but you're gonna have to do it. Get in here. Come on, get close.
All right.
People gotta see you. Hey guys, this is Gabe.
How y'all doing?
Yeah, there he is. Okay, so we're doing an Instagram live and another one. But what I'm asking people, so get way over here, just like that. Okay, so what I'm asking people,
Okay.
I'm looking for 20-year-olds, and so we've got 20-year-olds in our culture here now, who are opening fire and killing people.
Yeah.
And so how do you feel? What I'm trying to figure out, not why they're killing people. I don't want to have politicians. I don't want to have any of that kind of stuff. What I'm trying to find out is, do people your age feel hopeless? What do you hear?
I think that a lot of the time they do. I think there's a lot of time now. It's a lot, but I feel like they don't take accountability for, as well.
What do you mean?
Like, I see the younger generation. Like, I'm 28, but the 20-year-old younger generation, it's like a lot of lawlessness. Like they just. But at the same time, it's like I know there's a lot more abuse and trauma and stuff in people's lives going on that's happening.
So do you feel hopeless?
I have before, and that's why I did this recovery through music thing that I'm doing, is because that's what keeps me from feeling hopeless.
Okay, so you found a way to channel that. Sorry,
Right.
guys, to channel that and find a way to do something about it, which is through music.
Yes.
But a lot of people can't do that. So what are they feeling? Sorry, guys, I know this is like really highly produced here, but
I mean, a lot of people do. I mean, a lot of people can't do that, but a lot of people can still listen to music. They can relate with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, music still heals people without them being able to do it.
and that's kind of what you're doing through.
Mhm.
So Gabe's going to be on a show on a water. He's just coming in. We just had an appointment, and he didn't know I was doing this because I wasn't planning it. But what I was saying to them is, I really want to get a room full of, or a group of 20-somethings, and sit down and talk about what are they going through in life. Tell me what that feels like, because I don't think my generation felt as hopeless as this generation. And how does that get to translate to a person getting to the point where they actually go in and shoot and kill innocent people? And I don't want to know the answer to that, because we don't know the answer to that, and we can't. That's not what we're here for. But I'm trying to get a heartbeat of where you guys, people your age, are at. What are your friends saying? What are they doing?
I mean, it depends. It depends what friends like. Like, there's different cultures out there. You know what I mean? Like, there's the drug culture, which now you got that adds depression, that adds all these other problems. You know what I mean? That are getting stacked on. The drugs are different nowadays than they
Right.
were. Okay, so now you
A lot stronger.
Oh yeah, I mean they're putting that fentanyl stuff and everything. Like, you sniff a half a capsule, you're dead. You know what I mean? Like,
So before you into music, was part of what you do is what? Is
What-
this part of healing? Is this part of rehabilitation?
yeah, this is, to me.
What
it's
was
like,
your life? What did you do?
Oh, I'd done everything under the sun.
Really?
Yeah, it was
So
bad.
you were pretty screwed up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Can you tell me?
Yeah, I mean, like, okay, I have a mother who's law enforcement. All right. She just retired.
Is she with you?
That's her.
Oh, come on in, Mom.
Oh, hey.
It's a party.
We're just talking
You have
about.
my keys.
Oh, well, you gotta come here.
Okay.
I couldn't
No,
leave.
because we just talked about you.
So we're live, just so you know.
Mhm.
This is Mom. You guys, this is not planned.
She's got her cop
he-
shirt on too.
Huh? She has her cops. So his mom's a cop. So your kid was pretty
I'm
messed up.
retired.
Was he pretty messed up?
Yes.
Come here.
Yeah.
You guys, this is Mom.
Hi.
Wave. So he was pretty messed up.
Yeah, at times.
No, just be honest with him.
Yeah, he was pretty messed up.
Pretty messed up.
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to figure out is, we have all these shootings. I'm not trying to figure out why they're shootings. But I'm tired of people blaming guns and not guns and Trump and not Trump and politicians. I just want to know where 20-something's coming from that you can get that. Because our generation, I think we got that hopeless.
I think it's
Yeah,
from-
we didn't.
We did it.
We didn't. I think the kids today, they don't think before they just react.
Is that? Do you think that's what happened with you?
I think there's communication issues today with kids and their parents are being brought up. You know what I mean? Like that younger generation, like it does not look good because it's like it's a rough one.
Huh.
You know, like because there's so many other different issues, but people can blame something on something now. You know what I'm saying? Like if someone plays a victim, they're gonna stay a victim. You know what I mean? Like.
So were you a victim?
I mean, I was a victim, but it wasn't like I don't know if I was. I don't think I was really playing a victim. I was just trying to escape everything.
What were you trying to escape?
Divorce, a bunch of things, you know what I mean, that were going on, and for the most part, like I just an escape. You know what I'm saying? Like.
So what changed? So what changed for you? You obviously have a mom that's probably.
Yeah.
I can just tell by looking that she's probably kind of a hard ass sometimes.
Oh.
And so you didn't get away with that, but you still were trying to escape. Was it you were trying to escape?
I think it was just like all around, like to feel something. You know, like my family was got separated, spread out. You know what I mean? Like, and you as a child, you get mixed signals from this, and you see friends, families, you see these things going on. You know, and there's feelings of abandonment, rejection, everything that's going on with all of these things. You know what I mean? Like that people can't see from just looking at them.
Right.
Right. So now there's all these underlining issues before you even see the surface issues to even get to. So it's really hard to say like what each person, you know what I mean, their diagnosis.
Right.
And then you got nowadays they'll diagnose you for anything. You know?
How does social media fall into that?
Well, I feel like if somebody who doesn't understand how something actually works sees it on social media, like a child or something.
Don't you think social? I love. I mean, my business is social media, so I don't hate it. But don't you think it sets up a false? Like, okay, so all of a sudden, oh, Rick Dancer has the best life because he goes and does this and this, and my life sucks because my parents can't pay their bills or this is going on. So it sets up a false expectation, which has always been there. I mean, remember in high school, there was always those people that walked around and hated them.
Yeah.
And they walk around like they just had everything together. And then somehow you grow up and you get to this point where you think, they don't either.
Yeah.
But social media has almost made us immature for a long time because you have 25 and 30 and 40 and 50-year-olds doing the exact same thing. Putting on a face, and now you have a big audience to be able to do that.
And you got people who don't feel cool, don't feel accepted, that are seeing them looking like they're having fun when they're really probably not.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And getting depressed because they're seeing that's not their
Seeing everybody else has a better life than they do.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
So,
Does Mom need her keys?
Yeah.
oh.
Give her her keys so she can get out of here.
I will leave that.
No, it was nice talking to you. No, thank
I've
you.
seen you before,
You what?
obviously.
Yeah.
Man,
No, she
this life's
means. No,
great.
wait. Let me just explain. She's a cop and she's seen me before, a former cop. That doesn't mean that I was ever in her car.
On the news. I'm retired though.
She's
so,
retired.
Yes.
All right.
So-
Let me talk to your boy.
All right,
Thank
guys.
you.
Thank you.
Um,
Nice to meet you.
All right.
Love you.
So you guys, so for you, now that I got you here, so and life happens and parents break up and things happen like that. But there's a lot more divorce than there was probably a while back. A lot more things that kids have to go through, and they don't have. Do they not have the coping skills? Do you think?
I was like, you think like divorce nowadays is almost normal. You know what I mean? You think like people don't stay married like they used to stay married.
So what does that tell you as a 20-something?
It tells me that the family image of what you know what I mean, the structure of an image that you guys had would explain why you guys did better off, and now they're doing this because the image of a family and the hardworkingness and what you do has been jaded.
So do you think that your generation sees reality a little more, maybe you have a more current realistic view of what life looks like really? And so here's this painted image out here, but what it really looks like at home is this.
Yeah.
And whereas my generation, you were just told to shut up. I mean, my parents got divorced, and they were not supposed to ever get divorced, and then they got remarried. I mean, it was like all confusing.
There's more to my story. I was going to
Okay.
add it because my mom was there. but-
No, well, let's not throw mom under the bus.
Alright.
But so you are. But it was kind of cool how life works is now because you're here and we're doing this on Thursday on the car wash. We're gonna talk, but we're gonna play his music. But now this guy, so you kind of you find your soul in music.
Yeah, I don't write anything. I could just check into the back and they really want to go. I don't really know. You know what I mean? Like, I just go like that and it's top of my head.
But that gets it out for you.
Yeah, like I'll put myself in that feeling, that emotion. You know what I mean? Or like what I'm trying to say, or even everybody that's in the room. You know what I mean? Like I feed off everything. So like instead of having to write stuff, I'll just do layers on there with the right producer.
But you now been like kind of discovered. I mean, you're getting gig.
I won Mr. Fabulous.
He got this Mr. Fabulous award, and you're like becoming like people are paying attention to you, and this is like so that got now you have some hope.
Right. Well, like I've never had a title before. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't realize like.
So what does that mean, like to a guy like you, so you screwed up pretty bad.
Oh, dude, I was the biggest mess up. Yeah, like.
Your mom was looking like she's being nice.
She was trying to be, yeah.
She's trying to be nice. That's my baby.
That's why I was like, be honest.
Right.
You know.
So this is new for you.
Mm-hmm. What do you mean?
Having.
Oh yeah. No,
had things
I
go
made a
well.
prayer 2 years ago. Alright, like I made a prayer. I was torn up, tweaked out. Like just came off the end of the run. Just slept for like X amount of days, and like woke up and was just like, you know, God, if all things are possible through you, right? And I can't live like this. You don't want me to live like this. You know what I mean? Like, and I want this music thing to happen. I want to do that. Then it should be possible for those who believe, right? And so then I said that prayer, and I studied how Hobson and Logic. Okay, I say studied. I watched 2 videos from each of them, but how they could become self-made millionaires through an independent record label and how they did it, and they actually succeeded. And I just said, you don't need a label, like.
So now and you're doing this, and it's kind of working for you.
And yeah, it's actually coming together to where they connected me from this pageant to a producer in LA. This producer in LA, I didn't know that he was an artist developer, and he works with Sony, Interscope, Disney, and like a few of the other up there labels. Well, so coming from Las Vegas and winning that, right? I said, why waste time? So I drove to LA, and then went right to that guy's studio, and ended up. I was so nervous too.
Yeah.
Cause it's a nice studio. Like, everything was nice, and I showed him a music video, and he was like, okay. I showed him 2 songs. He goes, turn that off. Like shut me down. I don't know. He's like, the producing wasn't well in that. I'm like, okay, well I freestyle everything, and he goes, okay. And he put on a beat that he made, and then I freestyled about everything that we had just talked about. And,
You freestyled about that?
about everything that he was, that was going on with him, so that he would know it was on a beat I didn't know.
Okay, so can you do something
Yeah.
like that?
Yeah.
Okay, do it.
You got a beat?
I don't have a beat.
Can I play from here?
Yeah.
All right.
What are you gonna do? Huh?
You can go to YouTube.
Okay, you guys ready for this?
It's good. On the Rick Dancer Show.
Hey, this was not even planned. But hey, I asked for his 20-something. He walks in my office. Okay, so what am I looking for? Obviously not reaching
Just,
us.
say like Tiger type instrumentals.
What? Do it. Here,
Okay.
you do it. He's a millennial. This is crazy. Okay.
And I'm just gonna pick a random one.
Okay. So this is just like a beat.
Bring your own phone. Well, your own
Is
real
this you?
phone. When you
No,
switch to Google
I'm
Files.
gonna rap on
The
it.
phone
Okay, so you're gonna. Okay,
Mhm.
this is new to me.
Okay,
hold on.
volume. Figure my life out, cause the way that I'm living's put me on a route. Turning up so I can see that.
You turn down. Okay, hold on. Start now.
I've been trying to live my life on levels that they never seen. People trying to get this, I'm like, no, don't let them in. If they looking for me now, I'm getting on the Letterman. And I can tell them Rick Dancer, yeah, he let me in. Now I'm jumping through this, now they in the ranks. They looking for this, now I'm trying to find my mind, right? 20-year-olds shooting people, things are crazy now. They can't understand, so we told them, so they see it now. I'm just trying to chill, but they trying to tell me that I'll never make it, never will. I can tell them, man, I never believe, never still. I just do what I do for real.
That's so awesome. Okay, so tell me something. So is that your heart? I mean, is that what that is? Is that what you that just explodes out of you? And so do you have a mission, or like is this just who you are? Are you trying to be a voice for people? What's that?
What I'm trying to do is I have the whole recovery through music, right?
So his thing was about recovery through music.
Because it's not just recovery from trauma, abuse. You know what I mean? Like everybody's recovering from something. Like if you're not recovering from something, you're lying. You know what I'm saying? Like, 'cause life,
Yeah,
things
I
happen.
agree. I'm in recovery. I think we all are in recovery from something.
And we all listen to music.
Right.
So it's like you think now what's the music portraying to us though? Like you got these 20-year-olds listening to what? Gang music, drug music, stuff like that. And then we wonder why they don't care and they're all on drugs because they're being taught that. So there's got to be something that combats that.
So that's what you're doing.
That's what this is.
I love this guy. It's awesome. So we're just supposed to be having a meeting, and this is kind of what happened. So, oh
I should have
man.
plugged mine and went on
Huh?
live. I should have went on live on mine too.
So, that is just I am fascinated. People like it. They're liking what you did.
Right?
Yeah. So maybe. So is that the hope then? Is more people find something like that to talk about to get their voice out there?
I feel like why I'll be a voice is because
I love how you just said that.
I had to correct myself.
You did, but see, I really like about this guy, because that's cool. Because it's not about you.
No,
but you've been to the shithole, and
I've been homeless. Like I've been out there. Like I've been junkied out. Like I've been like bad. Like I remember one time I had to pick mark this big out of my face. Like
your poor mom.
yeah, I put it a lot.
All I think about is, oh my God, your poor mother. The people are liking your rep. Does Gabe think the younger generations have been coddled more than the older ones? By the way, very talented.
I don't think coddled is the word. I think it depends in the way.
No, what do you really think? Because she's not. Just correct.
I'll be honest. I don't have a problem being honest.
You what?
I'll give her the what I really think.
What was it? She wants to know. Oh, she wants to know, have they been coddled more than our generation? So is your generation more coddled than my generation?
I think it's a different kind of coddle. We got more excuses that are more acceptable nowadays.
Like what?
Like, let me see. If I've got this problem or I could say, anxiety. Yeah, but anxiety's real. Trust me. But I'm saying there's because I've seen there's 15-year-olds I know that are going through things and stuff, and I see it, but they use that to get out of trouble now. You know what I mean? They're using the things that are put there, and we're accepting instead of doing real. Okay, this could be this or this. They're just that's what that is. Put on medicine,
So is it? And I'm gonna just say this, and I'm not judging. I'm just saying something. So is it? They're using it as a they have anxiety, but they're using it as an excuse to not get better.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you're saying.
And that's what I'm.
And did you do that?
Not like anxiety. I just didn't listen. Yeah, I just rebelled.
What were you looking for? Were you looking for somebody to say, "Gabe, you matter"?
I think it's acceptance. I think because I was a lot of through my parents' divorce and that stuff. And
So Dad's gone, and you're.
oh no, my dad wasn't far, but they did not.
Right.
Very long. We could be talking about Subway sandwich, and the other one starts talking about your mother's a.
So you're in the middle,
Yeah.
and you're looking for you're looking for a way to connect, and you're disconnected.
They said I disassociated. In rehab, they said you disassociated. And that's why like I can talk about traumatic things and I smile. Like that's a deflection of mine because to me it hasn't like you mean like I've gone through traumatic things, but I know like that God's got a big plan and everything, so I don't like it's different. I have a really weird outlook on things, but it keeps me going.
So you found a way, you found hope through your faith. And I didn't know that. I didn't know that's who you were talking
And the
about.
bigger picture behind it is that I know that it's not all for me or about me. It is, and I have to have a genuine heart like that because for it to work. You know what I mean? It's not a pride-based thing. You know, I gotta act like this and you know what I mean, whatever. But like
Right.
inside, like they look at my life, like you're saying the social media thing. Right? They look and they're like, oh, Gabe's going everywhere. But it's like, yeah, when you see me, I'm not going everywhere. I'm stuck in the woods doing nothing with my life. Stuck there trying to figure out how I'm gonna get out of that. You know what I'm saying? Like there's still struggles that people are going through, even if they look like.
Isn't that just part of life? And do you think that sometimes we sell the, maybe that's what social media does, Gabe, is it sells the idea that I'm the only one who's having to deal with life and everybody else has it better than me. Because I know how many people, it makes me sick when people just post the good stuff.
I just heard somebody say that, you know, and they were like, there's like, oh, nobody's ever gone through the stuff that I've gone through, right? And stuff. And it's like, you know how many people there is in the world? Like, somebody's had to have gone through what you've gone through or worse. It's just like you can't win every fight. Like there's always someone tougher. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
That's how it goes. You know what I mean? Like there's always somebody worse off than you, even if you can't see that. You know what I'm saying? But that should let you know, like look, I went from being homeless out there, and that was my choice because I ran from so many rehabs and rebelled and did all kinds of stuff. And
But do you look at it sometimes like, not that you made good choices, but this is kind of how I think my life is I made some really stupid choices and stuff, but it's all now part of my story.
right.
So it's part of, instead of, you know, being angry about it and all that, it becomes part of my foundation of who I am. Because now this gives your story much more meaning.
Yeah,
And I bet you wouldn't rap like that if you hadn't been through. Not that people should go out and do that so that you rap. You know what I mean?
I think because seeing everything, the whole different. I know what you mean without understand.
Right.
I don't have the words for it, but
No. And I got him. And you guys, you have to be kind because I grabbed him right out of. I mean, he didn't even know this was going on. We're supposed to be having a meeting, but this is kind of how we're doing our meeting.
Oh,
And you
yeah.
guys just happen to be part of it. So thank you for doing that. You guys, I still want to do this. I would like to get a team of people, like a group of people that would want to come in and do something like that. And talk about it. So if we work that out, that would be really cool. So you can email me at rick@rickdancer.com if you're interested in doing something like that. And if you have a political bent or some axe to grind, don't write me. I don't want any.
leave that at home.
I don't want any axe grinders. I'm looking for real ideas for
Solutions,
people. Yeah, real solutions. I'm just sick of people, you know, the anti-gun, the pro-gun, this Democrat, the Republicans. It's like we can solve this problem, but we got to figure out what's going on in the heads of people, and and obviously there's mental illness and stuff like that too.
I'll go walk into a high school right now and pull 20 of them out.
Right. Yeah. Oh, I'm sure we could get tons of people. All right, you guys. Thanks. We'll be back like at 5:30 with Torah Talk. That's a faith-based conversation, not religious in nature. But if you don't like faith-based conversations, then you probably shouldn't tune in. But that's at 5:30. And this was just spur of the moment. And thank you, Gabe. We're gonna have now. We're gonna meet each other now since we never have. We've just been talking on the phone, and you guys don't get to be a part of that part. All right. See you guys later. Share this on your page if you feel like it. If you don't. If you want to find out more about him, come tune in on Thursday at 10 o'clock at the Car Wash, sponsored by Coburg Car Wash. You could win a free car wash, but you also get to hear his music. We already heard some. We're going to do it in the car wash. That's way more fun. Maybe he can teach me how to rap.
Oh,
That would be really. My two sons would be so embarrassed. They'd go, "Dad, shut up, get out of there." All right. There you
why
go.
not?
Oh my God, that was awesome. All right, guys. Yeah, see you later.